So how can InsurTech enable inclusive insurance? Will it indeed provide the much-needed solutions to reach underserved and unserved customers? What are the challenges that InsurTech startups are facing, and how does the insurance industry look at InsurTech applications in relation to their business models? What challenges are insurance regulators facing with these new entrants to the insurance business? These are just some of the questions that we're going to be considering here today by exploring concrete examples and using those to find a way forward.
As IIS, we have come to know and appreciate the forum as actually where the term stands for, a place where we get together with regulators, supervisors, industry representatives, NGOs, and other interested groups to share knowledge and information and to learn new insights from each other. We now speak about innovations like blockchains, peer-to-peer, telematics, robo-advice, the Internet of Things, big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence. But have we really understood these developments and recognized their potential impacts?
So when it comes to opportunities for greater access to insurance, these are exciting and unprecedented times. There is so much potential for insurance products to be available in more accessible and more affordable ways. To achieve this in a sustainable manner requires all key actors, so the industry, new tech startups, regulators, supervisors, all to work together. But Asia is really driving fintech worldwide. Over the past 2 years, fintech financing the region has more than doubled, from 5.2 billion to 11.2 billion, contributing to nearly 43% of the global fintech investment.
So one of the reasons why insurance has not succeeded is because of lack of trust in the market. In spite of many efforts, even when public sector insurers have been involved, state-owned insurers have been involved, there has been tremendous lack of trust. The citizens have been tasked with managing more risk without being properly equipped in terms of how to manage them, understanding those risks. So linking with the real sector and also looking at the supply chain and the value chain to segment the risk and understand where insurance can make sense and where insurance does not make sense in terms of the cost and benefit becomes important. So we as insurance stakeholders need to see insurance as a part of the solution and not the solution.
When we talk about insurance and its contribution to the overall economic growth of a country, the most important thread which binds the two is the people. Regardless of whether rich or poor, urban or rural, male or female, all citizens must have access to insurance. Therefore, the insurance regulators have the greatest opportunities to set in place a system that would not only support the growth of the industry, but would also ensure that such growth will positively impact the overall economy and that all stakeholders in the industry are adequately protected.
So what we started developing in China first and now in Europe is a model where the members are protecting each other. So they enter into a form of risk-sharing contract between each other, according to which they share the risk directly. So instead of having an insurer in the middle which is guaranteeing the risk, instead of transferring the risk to a centralized insurance company, you are sharing the risk within communities. Well, it's sometimes difficult for regulators, right? Because regulators are held responsible for ensuring the financial system stability. And innovation, by essence, is movement. So by definition, it has not been time-tested. So we just hope that, and we are sure that regulators also consider their mission is to facilitate and nurture innovation to improve user coverage. And well, as entrepreneur innovators, we need you, for sure, the regulator, to allow us to survive long enough to prove the value of what we try to bring to the users.
We are
are a deep learning platform. So deep learning is one of the ways you can build artificial intelligence. So AI is and has become a buzzword in the last couple of years, right? It has been used in autonomous cars. It has been used in multiple use cases as well. I think in insurance, that's one of the areas where it could have a larger impact. So eventually what we want to build is an operating system for insurance business, AI operating system for insurance business, a single platform that can address to multiple modules, not just to claims processing. For example, we already have an underwriting and pricing module for life insurance. And then we are now building a customer 360 module, primarily targeting the distribution channels. This is just the beginning for us to deploy deep learning. And we believe this could be a larger or the key crucial time for any insurer to think about the technical stack. Currently, you have your framework ready, right, which is serving a larger set of audience. Now that framework needs to have and should have AI as an enabler. We are excited for the insurance business, and we believe insurance could get disrupted in next 5 years than in the past 50 years, and it could grow further and further in an exponential phase in the coming years as well. We believe regulators are geared up to that kind of change. We don't want them to move with 30 kilometers per hour, where a technology is moving 150 kilometers per hour.
Any introduction to the India landscape can't do without recapitulating a few numbers. So as you know, we are a very vast country, big country, with a population of over 1.2 billion people. And out of these, nearly 350 million people have access to the internet. Talk of information technology, our information technology industry is marching towards a $200 billion revenue size. As far as the insurance industry is concerned, it's over $80 billion. We have 57 insurance companies. And there is a study that says that by 2020, 75% of the insured people will have one thing or the other to do with online technology. So the point that arises is what happens to the traditional insurers? And from the consumer point of view, is there going to be a group of people that's going to be excluded? Because when you look at a country like India and you look at the masses, yes, I did talk about the number of people who have access to internet, but are they really IT savvy? And what is the quality of these connections? How the rules are built is, I think, very important. Technology is always available, but it is the domain part, what we build into technology, I think is very important.
I can share one example in Pakistan that one of the insurer shared it in an informal setting with somebody else. I heard him saying that I make easy money out of a personal accident product. I set up a call center. I make a pitch over the phone. I deduct the premium after taking the consent over the call, and claim never comes. So I'm very happy it's easy money. So it's not that only access is not important, utility is also important. I'm not saying that nobody should sell personal accident product. Personal accident product should be sold, but utility should also be there. Customer should be totally aware that he has that product and what's the utility of that product and how and when to use that product, and in case that claim arises, when and where and how to make the claim.
To do some innovation, it might have to go along with the banking regulator sandbox as well, or some telecommunication sandbox. So I mean, integrately in terms of building a new concept for insurance involve rather more than just only insurance regulator. I think there should be a forum or some consortium that can really help us in terms of bringing in new innovation which work in other countries or other developed countries and test it out in the market.
Maybe just a follow-up question on the work that the IAS is doing. How is the IAS supporting insurance supervisors to really take that challenges?
Well, the various initiatives as a follow-up to this report. First of all, we noticed there's a whole range of issues we need to consider, but the decision was taken. Let's start with the basis. Let's start at looking what an algorithm is and can do. What are the potential? What's the potential? What are the challenges and the risks to that? also artificial intelligence and machine learning, very much from a technical perspective. And based on that knowledge and insight, then supervisors can take further steps in saying, okay, now I understand better, and this is what I can do. This is considering the fact that we represent a whole broad range of supervisors, and some are very advanced in their technical capabilities, but some are very much in a wait-and-see mode and taking a step back, but still need that knowledge that they can properly take care of the responsibilities.
Do all countries have the chance to work on products before they issue a regulation?
Well, if you see any insurance law, the regulator or the government generally have an overriding power. There is some clause in the act somewhere which says that the government can still exempt, or the regulator can still exempt certain businesses, certain distribution channels temporarily, in public interest. So I think that clause, in most of the laws you will find that exemption. So you really don't have to craft a new law that in that sense. One can make use of that provision and start piloting.